Once upon a time, in a quiet village nestled among serene hills, a revered Buddhist monk, known for his gentle wisdom and profound insights, visited a small primary school. On the day of his visit, the monk entered the classroom, cradling a large, empty glass jar. His serene smile and tranquil presence immediately captured the attention of the young students, who sensed that today's lesson would be unlike any other they had ever experienced. The monk placed the jar on the table, exuding an aura of calm and mindfulness. Beneath the table lay a pile of sizable stones, each one sturdy and substantial, resembling the rocks found along a riverbed. With great care and a sense of purpose, the monk picked up each stone and placed it gently into the jar, one by one, until no more could fit. The stones nestled together in quiet harmony, forming a solid base. The monk then looked at the students with soft, knowing eyes and asked, "Is this jar full?" The children, seeing that the jar could hold no more stones, eagerly nodded in agreement. "Yes, it's full," they replied, convinced that the jar had reached its capacity. However, the monk smiled and, without saying a word, reached under the table to retrieve a small bag of pebbles. He began to pour the pebbles into the jar, shaking it gently as he did so. The pebbles slipped effortlessly into the spaces between the larger stones, filling the voids without disturbing the harmony of the stones. Again, the monk asked, "Is the jar full now?" Some of the students began to catch on to the subtle lesson unfolding before them. Though some still agreed that the jar was full, others hesitated, sensing there was more to the demonstration. The monk then produced a bag of sand. With careful precision, he poured the sand into the jar, watching as the fine grains sifted into the smallest spaces between the stones and pebbles, filling every nook and cranny. Once more, the monk posed the question, "Is the jar full now?" By this point, the students were beginning to grasp the deeper meaning of the lesson, and most replied, "Probably not." With a serene nod, the monk finally took a cup of water and poured it into the jar, allowing the water to seep into the spaces between the sand, pebbles, and stones, saturating the entire mixture. The monk looked at his students and said, "Now, the jar is truly full." The monk then turned to the class and spoke gently, "This jar represents your life. The stones are the most important things, your family, your health, your peace of mind, and your spiritual practice. These are the elements that, even if everything else were to fall away, would still provide you with a foundation of fulfillment and contentment." He continued, "The pebbles represent other significant aspects of life, such as your work, your home, and your responsibilities. They are important, but they are not the essence of your being. The sand represents the small things, the daily distractions, the minor concerns that often fill our days without adding true meaning to our lives." The monk paused, allowing his words to sink in. He then said, "If you fill the jar with sand or pebbles first, there would be no room left for the stones. Similarly, if you let the small, inconsequential things in life consume all your time and energy, there will be no space left for what truly matters. The stones, your spiritual practice, your loved ones, your health, and your personal growth must come first. If you prioritize these, you will find a deep sense of balance and harmony." Reflecting on the teachings of the Buddha, the monk explained further, "In Buddhism, we often speak of the middle way, a path of balance between extremes. This jar is a reflection of that principle. It reminds us to not be consumed by the material and the mundane, but to focus on what nurtures our soul. The stones are like the Noble Eightfold Path. They guide us toward right understanding, right intention, right speech, and so on. Without these foundational stones, our spiritual jar remains empty, no matter how much sand and pebbles we pour in." He continued, "The water represents life's unexpected moments, joyful encounters, shared cups of tea with friends, quiet moments of reflection. It is a reminder that even when life feels overwhelmingly full, there is always room for small moments of connection and joy. These moments are the essence of mindfulness, being fully present and appreciating the simple pleasures life offers." The monk's words resonated deeply with the students. He concluded, "Let this jar be a teaching for you. Prioritize the stones first. Tend to your spiritual practice, nurture your relationships, care for your body and mind, and pursue what brings you true joy. The pebbles and sand will fit in around these priorities, but if you fill your jar with the trivial first, you will have no space left for what truly brings you peace. He paused, observing the thoughtful faces before him. In our lives, we often chase after the sand and pebbles, thinking they will bring us happiness. But true fulfillment comes from within, from aligning our actions with our values, from living in harmony with the Dharma, and from cherishing the present moment. Do not let the small things crowd out the stones of your life. Choose wisely what you let into your jar. A student then raised her hand and asked, "But Master, what if the water represents moments of indulgence or laziness? How do we know when to allow these into our lives?" The monk smiled gently and replied, "Water, like everything, should be embraced mindfully. It is not about indulgence, but about balance. Water teaches us to flow, to be adaptable, to make space for relaxation without neglecting our responsibilities. It reminds us that life is not just about doing, but also about being. Be present, and you will know when it's time to let the water in." As the lesson ended, the monk left the classroom, his simple yet profound teaching lingering in the hearts of the students. They learned that life, like the jar, must be filled with intention. When we focus on what truly matters, we create a life of meaning, balance, and peace. The stones, pebbles, sand, and water are all parts of our existence, but it is the order in which we place them that defines our path. Choose your stones wisely and let the rest flow around them, like the water, peaceful, gentle, and ever present. Thank you for being part of this journey with us. If these insights have resonated with you, please like this video, share it with others, and subscribe to the channel. By doing so, you help us continue to spread knowledge, positivity, and empowerment. Together, we can build a community where health, happiness, and personal growth flourish. Until next time, take care and keep growing.